What is going on, YouTube viewers and subs? This is Jay Silva from SNN Tech, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Titan subclass Defender. Now, though this is the beta, we cannot level up to level 15 to even experience Defender, but at least we can go ahead and check it out because it's there. You can see it and you can hit triangle and see what it has to offer. Now, the beta went down on Monday. It was supposed to go back up on Wednesday, but Bungie has been generous and given us the beta a day earlier. And with the return to beta, I've noticed there's these dividers within the subclass. So even if I go back and look into the Striker subclass, I have these dividers that was not there prior to the beta going down on Monday. So anyway, back to Defender and let's check it out. So first thing you're going to unlock basically when you level up or you get enough experience in the class, you're going to get your grenade. So you're going to get magnetic grenade, a grenade that attaches to enemies and explodes twice. Sounds OP to me, which is right up my alley for my class because I'm going to be primarily using Titan anyway. Next up, you'll unlock spike grenade, a grenade that attaches to any surface and emits a torrent of damaging void light. Now, based off this animation over here, this subclass is looking like it's void based, kind of like how the Warlock's first subclass is. So, like I said, I could be wrong, but that's just my prediction based off this grenades and that animation I can see to the right of me. And the final grenade you'll be getting is suppressor grenade, an explosive grenade that prevents enemies from using abilities for a short time. So that can be pretty useful if you got a enemy that has like some kind of supercharged crazy move that can destroy you and your allies. Throw that suppressor grenade at him, ability gets shut down for a short period of time. Next up is probably going to be your mobility, and your first up is going to be lift. Jump and then press X again while in the air to activate lift, which is pretty standard in the Striker subclass as well. Increased height upgrades lift to carry you higher. Next up, increased control upgrades lift for better directional control while in the air. And finally, you have catapult upgrades lift to provide a strong initial burst of momentum. Now this is going to be your super, the Ward of Dawn. Shape void light into an indestructible shield to protect you and your allies from harm. So like I said, I can imagine this being you're running a strike or maybe a raid once that becomes available, and you run some really strong enemies that have basically insta kill moves. This sounds like it's going to be useful, and based off the description of your supercharge move, this sounds like a defense subclass rather than a DPS type subclass. Just my opinion. Moving along, you have the Armor of Light. While inside Ward of Dawn, you and your allies gain significant damage resistant. So that's going to be basically shielding you and your buddies. Blessing of Light. Passing through the Ward of Dawn grants you and your allies a temporary shield. So that kind of just reminds me of, it sounds like the overcharge that you get in Halo. You know, like I said, just my opinion. I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but it sounds like he throws the shield down, you walk through it, and now you got an extra shield on top of your first shield. And finally, Weapons of Light. Passing through Ward of Dawn grants you and your allies a temporary increase to weapons damage. So you basically getting a weapons buff right then and there. Moving along is going to be your melee attack, and this is going to be called Disintegrate. Killing an enemy with this powerful melee attack grants you a force barrier around you, which absorbs incoming damage. So basically you get a new barrier, and that barrier absorbs damage. So it sounds like you're having temporary invincibility. War Machines next up. While force barrier is active, all your weapons reload and ready blindingly fast. Okay, it reloads and ready blindingly fast. So it sounds like Call of Duty's Sleight of Hand, the perk where you can actually reload pretty quickly. And on that note, there's actually an auto rifle that I'm using on this guy, or my Titan rather, and once I get a kill with it, it enables me to reload extremely quick, which is very helpful, especially during Crucible and PvE. Moving along, we have the Gift of Light. When the shield created by Disintegrate is active, all your kills have a chance to create orbs of light. So that's going to be useful for your teammates. So basically, this is encouraging you to go on a melee spree. So if you can get armor to quickly recharge the melee cooldown, you're going to constantly regenerate orbs of light, or a chance to regenerate orbs of light, and your super will be, your allies or your fire team will be constantly blasting enemies with Nova Bombs or what's that Hunter Striker subclass move? Golden Gun. There you go. You're going to be a constant Golden Gun and constant Nova bombing towards the enemies. Unbreakable. Force barrier continually recharges. Now moving along, we have the Titan Codex. So just like any Codex in any other subclasses, this is going to basically grant you stat boost Titan Code X1, Titan Code X2, Titan Code X3. The first one focused on battle recovery and toughness, the second one being speed and toughness, and the third one being recovery and speed. Moving along, we had Bastion, increase the duration of Ward of Dawn. So depending how short the initial use of Ward of Dawn is, you might be interested in this. Next up, Relentless, increase the duration of strength of the shield created by Disintegrate. And finally, Gift of the Void, as Ward of Dawn takes damage from enemy fire, it creates additional orbs of light. So that right there, I can see that being very useful, especially on this double air strike when you basically have your ghost trying to get rid of the barrier and all the enemies come spamming fire at you. That is going to be very useful for you getting your superchargers very quickly. Next up, you're going to have Titan Code X4, 5, and 6, with 4 focusing on all attributes, 5 focusing on maximum recovery, and 6 being raw speed. So that's basically up to you, whatever side you want to run your Titan. Go ahead and select one of those. Moving on to the next, Untouchable, reduce the cooldown time of Ward of Dawn. So that pretty much can be useful depending on how you run that, or if you want to run that type of class or that type of perk for this subclass, you can go ahead and select that once it becomes available. Iron Harvest, heavy weapon kills have a chance to create additional orbs of light. That, yeah, this is definitely support class. Just looking at the perks and reading them, this is definitely going to be a support Titan subclass. Illuminated, increases the benefits granted by Blessing of Light and weapons. And finally, Illumination, seal this subclass locking previous choices. So this is just a quick look at all the perks you can have once the full retail comes around. Will you be selecting or messing around with this subclass? I know I definitely will. Write a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about it. This is J Silva from S&N Tech. I'm out, y'all.
Am I blue? Ain't these tears in my eyes telling